Sounds good. Nigeria Chambers here, Big Gold Belt Media, Dan and Benji. I love when you two collab because we in store for something good. And we're back again with another one. Lego Star Wars rebuilding the galaxy. This four piece is coming to Disney Plus September 13th. Gentlemen, how you doing today?
Doing great.
Doing great.
We're happy to be here.
Happy to be here with you too. Unfortunately, I want to start off the interview with some saddening news over the last few days, and that's with the passing of James Earl Jones. I wanted to take a moment to start the interview off celebrating his life. So I would love if you two could share a word or two about his impact, whether your career or your fandom or anything about him.
I think it's nearly immeasurable, James Earl Jones' impact on not only Star Wars, but on pop culture writ large. I mean, he was certainly one of the finest actors of all time. And in my opinion, his performance as Darth Vader is the greatest villain performance of all time. And I don't even really think it's close. He might even be his own second place as Thulsa Doom in Conan the Barbarian.
Man.
So it's my other favorite performance of his. But I mean, from down the line, just a legend.
Yeah, my entire childhood, I just think is so many iconic performances of him, from Star Wars to Lion King, and it's just a true legend, like as legendary of a legend status as one could have. And so, yeah, it's
We definitely wouldn't be here today without
for sure
his accomplishments and what he
Yeah.
brought to the franchise. And so we remain forever grateful for that.
I really appreciate that. You too. Mark Hamill, I consider to be the greatest voice actor of all time. And not only do you have him stepping back in probably the funniest rendition of Luke Skywalker ever, but you also have him as a consulting producer. Now, listen, Mark, he loves this fan base. He loves this character. He's absolutely been vocal about at times where he wasn't so happy about how Luke was handled in the Skywalker saga, but he comes back now and breathes a whole new, fresher life into this character. I got to know what the conversations were like. What were some moments that you kind of cherished being around him? I mean, because how can you not fandom over this guy? But just talk about having Mark a part of the project here.
Yeah, no, I mean it was a dream come true. And he hasn't been in any of the previous like Lego Star Wars content before. And so there was some question of like, would he be available for this, or can we get him? And we're like, well, let's try. We wrote him a nice letter, and I think his schedule allowed it this time around, but he said he wanted to meet with us to talk about it. And
Which, no pressure.
we were like, is he about to, to shred us for what we wrote, or, because we're shaking things up. It's not the Luke that he's used to playing. And it was the greatest meeting ever. Like, he was just like, he really enjoyed this fresh new version of Luke. He thought that, I mean, he told us that he felt like we really got Star Wars, and he was really excited reading it. And then, yeah, he just wanted to like help us make it even better. Like, he was pitching new jokes and new lines, and just talking to him about his old stories of what it was like shooting the original Star Wars, and it's telling us stories of George and different, like, it was, we were like pinching ourselves this entire meeting. It was
I would have
wild.
passed out.
I think he is the greatest voice actor of all time, or certainly on the Mount Rushmore. And so to have him come play with us and perform Luke Skywalker, but a different version of Luke, I think he was very excited to try something a little different and to give a new shade of that character. And I think that really, his presence and his support really trickled down to the whole project. I think it really gave everyone a lot of energy to say, we've got Luke Skywalker in this thing, so we better not mess it up.
We got that. We got Darth Jar Jar. We got Han Solo being the biggest hater on the galaxy. There's a lot of great moments within the script. I do have to wrap, but I just got to say, I truly, truly enjoyed this. This was This was one of the funnest watches I've had this year. And you've seen familiar moments, definitely makes me chuckle still thinking about it. So once again, Ben and Benji, you continue to collaborate in ways that keep giving us some of the best entertainment out there. And I really do appreciate your time today to talk about this one, Lego Star Wars Rebuilding the Galaxy, September 13th, Disney Plus. It's been a pleasure, gentlemen.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.